I have before me my favorite 14-inch laptop from 2023, the Lenovo Legion Slim 5 with the Ryzen 7 7840HS processor and RTX 4060. Now, the reason this is one of my favorite laptops is because it takes those more base level components and just optimizes them through this ceiling. This is one of the best bang for buck laptops that you could get in 2023 because next to it, I have the premium Razer Blade at around $2,699 at the recording of this video versus the Lenovo Legion Slim 5 at around $1,300. So it's more than $1,000 less money for the Slim 5. Let's get into the build quality, usability, and performance benchmarks to see which one is right for you. Now, first and foremost, I love the build quality on this really well-priced laptop. It's an aluminum top cover, bottom cover with a plastic keyboard deck. Whereas we have over here, aluminum top cover, bottom cover, and an aluminum keyboard deck. So definitely better build quality and materials used overall for the entire laptop, but this laptop is no slouch with the build quality. Let's go ahead and flip both these laptops over and look at the bottom cover. A nice minimalist design from both laptops. In fact, it almost seems like it's more minimal on the Legion Slim 5 as even compared to the Razer Blade 14. Now, the way that the bottom cover is assembled into the side panels on the Blade 14 versus the Slim 5 definitely is a bit better. Nice, clean, flush edges versus the Legion 5, which has a little bit of this ridge here. Now, the design decision to put the bottom cover deeper into the side panel is not my favorite, but it's intentional and it's even throughout the entire chassis. But I just love the assembly, the way that this laptop wraps around, and it just looks so clean, even for a gaming laptop. So great work from Lenovo. Now, let's go ahead and quickly and check out the ports differences between these two laptops. We have the Razer Blade 14 with the HDMI, USB Type-A, and USB Type-C, as well as a Kensington lock. For the Slim 5, we have our headphone jack, manual cutoff switch for the webcam, and an SD card reader. Fantastic little perk for this laptop. On the back panel, we have power adapter, 2 USB Type-A's, and HDMI. And then for both laptops on the other side, we have 2 USB Type-C's for the Slim 5, 1 USB Type-C, USB Type-A headphone jack, and power adapter for the Razer Blade. Save an extra 6% on a Lenovo Legion laptop by heading down in the description below, clicking the link, and using the discount code BENKAISER6. That will give you an extra 6% off even sale prices of a Lenovo Legion or Legion Lock laptop, and it's good till the end of the year. So head down in the description below, click the link, and use the code BENKAISER6. Save yourself some extra money. Don't even have to wait for the Black Friday deals. Now, one big advantage of the Razer Blade compared to the Lenovo Legion Slim 5 is going to be the RAM upgrade. You can upgrade both RAM sticks for this model that I have of the Razer Blade. Compared to the Legion Slim 5, you have no upgradability for the RAM. It's stuck at 16 gigs of RAM. However, you can upgrade 2 M.2 drives compared to the 1 M.2 drive that's upgradable inside of the Razer Blade. So it depends on what you want, more upgradable storage or upgradable RAM with 1 upgradable storage. I do think it's a little bit of a bottleneck here on the Slim 5. However, the performance is earth-shattering for the price difference and the fact that this laptop has less powerful components than the Razer Blade. I'm so excited to get to that. So hang tight with me for just a few minutes as we go through the features of these two laptops. Now keep in mind, like I said, it's over $1,000 less for the Lenovo Legion Slim 5. But if you're curious about the exact live pricing and availability, head down in the description below and click those links. If you do make a purchase, I'll get a small commission, but at no extra cost to you. But of course, that's what keeps this channel alive and helpful content coming your way. Now, one thing that just annoys me about the Razer Blade is the amount of fingerprints. I wiped this laptop before I started the review, but look how many fingerprints are already on this laptop compared to the Legion. There are some fingerprints here, but very, very minimal. The silver top cover is much better at hiding fingerprints compared to the black. Now, going ahead and taking a look at the weight and thickness of these two laptops, they're very similar. I would say the form factor, though, is a little bit bigger on the Legion by almost a full inch. So keep in mind that big fat bar on the back is going to make it a little bit bigger, slightly less on-the-go friendly, but to me, that's not a big deal for how much I'm saving and how much performance this little guy actually has. Now, let's go ahead and open and close the lids here with one hand. Okay. Does that easily with one hand. And both screens are nice and firm with the hinges. They're not very bouncy. That's a really nice positive for each of these. And they also have really solid screens. They're very rigid, so they don't have a lot of screen flex, which is also nice to see. A little bit of screen flex for sure, but not a lot. Now, as we slide these two laptops around, you can see they both have webcams on the top bezel. Here's a sample of each so you can see what they look and sound like. This is the webcam on the Lenovo Legion Slim 5 14-inch model and a little sample of the audio for you as well.
This is the webcam on the Razer Blade 14 2023 and a little sample of the audio for you as well.
And as far as the speakers are concerned, there's upward facing speakers on the Razer Blade. There is not on the Legion. Here's an audio sample of the speakers so you can hear what they sound like in use. Now, looking at the screens, we have a glossy screen on the Legion Slim 5, probably my biggest dislike of this laptop. I like a matte finish. Reason being is I love to show this. There's my light. It's very clear what that is up there. If you go ahead and look at the Razer Blade, it just looks like a light source. So it's not like it's shining something back at you, because even if I put my screen towards me, I can see myself in the screen from my reflection. That does not happen with the Razer Blade. So I prefer a matte screen. It's not the end of the world, but it's definitely my least favorite thing about the Slim 5. Now, talking about the screens, Slim 5 has a really good screen, but it's not as bright as the Razer Blade 14. 100% sRGB, 97% Adobe RGB, and 99% DCI-P3, all to delta of 0.75. Versus the Razer Blade 14, which has 544 nits of screen brightness and 100% sRGB, 90% Adobe RGB, and 99% DCI-P3, all to delta of 0.84. So there's definitely a little bit of competition here on which screen is better. But as you can see, the color gamut range and color accuracy is a win on the Lenovo, having better range of colors as well as better accuracy of those colors, where you have more brightness on the Razer Blade. Now, talking about the screens, how long will the battery last using those screens? Taking a look at the Razer Blade, we got about 8 hours and 43 minutes for Passmark Productivity, whereas we have about 9 hours and 3 minutes for Passmark Productivity on the Lenovo Legion Slim 5. And then, of course, the different battery life results you can see on the screen as they tier down. Now, for these laptops, I set the screen brightness to 20%, turn on Windows Battery Saver mode, set the panel to 60 Hertz, and turn on the quietest mode possible. But one thing I was able to do with the Legion, as I wasn't able to do with the Razer Blade, is I was able to turn off the dedicated GPU on the Legion, whereas the dedicated GPU had to be left on for the Razer Blade. So I'm on iGPU mode for the Legion laptop during these test results. Just keep that in mind. Now, taking a look at the keyboard and trackpads, the trackpad is definitely going to be a clear winner for the Razer Blade, not only for the size, but also for the touch. It's so quiet, so well assembled into the keyboard deck, no rattle. It's just a great trackpad. The Legion Slim 5 is still very good. It just doesn't feel as refined and as premium. It does not have much rattle when I tap it, but it does have a little bit that you can notice that you don't notice on the Razer Blade. Now, as far as the keyboards are concerned, I would lean towards the Legion. I love the full-size shift key, full-size backspace, and full-size enter key, all of which have been shrunken down on the Razer Blade. And I even like that we have the same size arrow keys for each of them compared to the big left and rights and then the small up and downs. And I love kind of how they snuck in these page up and page down here on the Legion. I think that's really, really nice. So overall, keyboard is definitely better for me personally on the Legion. They both have a nice medium key press though, so that's good if you're looking for that. Layout though, Legion all the way. Now here's a quick audio sample of me using both the keyboards and trackpads so you can hear for yourself. Okay, without further ado, let's get into the main event, and that's showing you how much of a beast this more affordable and actually lower component SKU is compared to the Razer Blade 14. Now, looking at Geekbench single core and multi-core, you can see that the Razer Blade is showing to be a little bit more impressive than the Lenovo Legion Slim 5. In Cinebench R23, single core and multi-core, we're seeing a very similar story, except in multi-core for Cinebench. You can see that actually the Ryzen 7 7840HS is coming up above the Razer Blade, a little bit more optimized. Now, as we move on to my preferred real-world benchmarks, let's go ahead and take a look at the Slim 5. We have a 928 out of the Slim 5 compared to the Razer Blade at a 968. Keep in mind, this is a less powerful processor and a less powerful GPU. We have the RTX 4060 in the Slim 5, the RTX 4070 in the Razer Blade. We have the Ryzen 7 7840HS Slim 5, Ryzen 9 7940HS in the Razer Blade. Both have 16 gigs of RAM. All right, moving on to After Effects. You can see we still score an 807 inside of After Effects for the Slim 5, and we scored an 868 for the Razer Blade in After Effects. Now, you'd be able to upgrade the RAM inside of the Razer Blade to give you even better performance inside of After Effects, where you would be bottlenecked with the Slim 5. So just keep that in mind. That is very frustrating. I wish they were able to allow us to upgrade the RAM. Why Lenovo did this, it breaks my heart, because this would be the absolute perfect 14-inch laptop in my mind this year in 2023. It's like the almost perfect laptop. It's amazing, but not quite perfect. All right, going into Blender Classroom, this is where the Razer Blade will see an advantage by that RTX 4070. It is a clear winner by 1,071 points, but still a 927 out of an RTX 4060 is really good, and especially with the less powerful processor as well. Now, moving on to Autodesk 3ds Max, you can see that the Slim 5 hangs on with the Razer Blade. Not quite up to the top scores that the Razer Blade is getting for Autodesk 3ds Max. Autodesk Maya, however, it catches up a bit. And then in PTC Creo, you can see the Razer Blade stepped up again. But in Autodesk Maya, they are neck and neck. Now for SolidWorks, we saw great performance at a 110 versus the Razer Blade at a 112. So again, it's like, bam, they're so close. It's incredible to see the performance that this little slim, affordable laptop can get. Now going ahead and taking a quick look at Playback, we have 0 drop frames for 4K out of the 16,177 in the project, 68 from the Slim 5 for B-RAW, 209 for 6K red footage. Now compare that to the Razer Blade, which is getting 86 drop frames for B-RAW and 201 for red footage. It's like, they're right there, neck and neck. It's incredible. All right, 4K export, 9-minute 4K clip placed in Premiere Pro, export out at full quality 4K YouTube settings, 2 minutes and 36 seconds out of the Slim 5, 2 minutes and 45 seconds out of the Razer Blade. Now going for 6K, 17 minutes and 21 seconds out of the Slim 5, 17 minutes and 31 seconds out of the Razer Blade. Looking at DaVinci Resolve, 4 minutes and 24 seconds out of the Slim 5, 5 minutes and 36 seconds out of the Razer Blade. So if you're looking for a budget-friendly, well-built, optimized laptop that has everything you need, my goodness, you gotta check out the Slim 5. However, if you are looking for a more premium laptop and you don't mind spending like $1,200 or $1,400 more on your laptop, have a nice large trackpad, some upward facing speakers, and truly one of the best premium Windows laptops on the market, and you just love fingerprints on the lid of your laptop, then my goodness, you gotta pick the Razer Blade. Links in the description if you're ready to make a purchase, or click or tap the screen here for more videos to help you with your buying decision. I'll see you in the next one.